Happy Tuesday. It's 4/19/2022. Yesterday was the tax day, 4/18. Usually it's 4/15, but they were so kind to extend it this year to 4/18. So you had a few more days. Hope you got your extensions in. Hope you had a happy Easter. Speaking of Easter, you know, it's that time of the year. Easter is the rebirth. It's the resurrection of life. It's the land is coming back. I'm excited to see that everything's starting to green up. And if you can see over here, I should turn the camera around, huh? But you can kind of tell, look at the grass back here. The fields out here are ready to be planted and grow some more food for the world. Might be a good time to stock up on a little bit of food if you can. I know that it's becoming much more expensive, much more difficult to acquire the things you need, and that's because we live in an unsound monetary system. What do I mean by that? The US dollar, also known as the Federal Reserve note, has nothing to do with the US dollar. Shouldn't even call it the US dollar. It's printed up by a central bank, by a bank that just creates this money out of nothing. It's just debt. Every time they create more of it, there's more debt attached to it. See, there's interest, usury. That's what they do. They create money that's not money. It's currency. It just flows like a current. It's used to buy things and sell things. However, that system's starting to die. We're seeing countries take control of their own assets, their own wealth, their own possessions, the stuff that comes out of the ground. You know, all wealth comes out of the ground, including tobacco leaves. This happens to be a, first time I've had this one. It's an Oliva Serie V, highly rated cigar. First time I'm trying it. It's pretty good. It burns well. It's got a nice firm, you can hold it, and you know, it's got a good flavor to it. So I'm outside now. Usually I'm in the Digibug, you know, driving along because it's been cold. Kind of been an extended cold period. You know, winter's kind of dragged on a little bit. Global warming, right? Global cooling, maybe. Or you just call it climate change, and that covers everything. But it is starting to warm up, and so I'm going to do more videos outside like I used to. It's kind of seasonal. You know, there's a season for everything. And there's a season for making videos in the Digibug because it's a little chilly. But it's getting warm outside, and I'll do more videos, and you can kind of see the stuff grow. And I know some of you live in the cities, and you appreciate that. You get to see the land, the Midwest, see how things just grow. The sun makes it grow. Not living in a concrete jungle. The cities, I don't know, I'm just not a city guy. Never have been. When I travel on the road with Lisa, Litecoin Lisa, if you don't know, we do road shows, happy hour road shows. We do it every Friday live, but we also take it on the road. And it's a little, we're trying to plan out this year. We had an event in Oklahoma City, and we attended a Bitcoin Ben event back in January. And there are a few other things that we've got lined up, but nothing's in concrete yet. It's kind of in flux. But we're going to be going out on the road again and doing meetups. So, you know, I hope you can attend those meetups. It's very important. So many like-minded people out there not dealing with like-minded people. Right, Javier? It's hard. It's hard to talk to people about freedom and cryptocurrency and sound money. So many people don't get it. It's important to understand what you're worth. And money should be a representation of your worth, your value, your energy. Unfortunately, it isn't. And I talked about the Federal Reserve note and the central bank and it not being a dollar. It does not represent your wealth. It's lost 90+% of its purchasing power since the Federal Reserve note came into existence in 1913 when the Federal Reserve Act was passed around Christmas time, and not everybody was there. And was it even passed? There's some question to that. But, you know, that gets into conspiracy theories. You know, we're going to talk about JFK next, right? But that's an important mark, too. JFK actually tried to create some money that was coming out of the Treasury. And he wanted to do a lot of other things and eliminate some agencies that were causing problems. So, you know, he had an unfortunate event occur in Dallas, Texas. You know, the lone gunman, you know, 3 bullets. You know, that sniper, that Lee Harvey Oswald guy, what a great shot. Magic bullets. But a lot of what our history revolves around is protecting a system, a fiat system by decree, you know, out of nothing, a system of money that's really not money. It's not backed by anything. It's not backed by gold. It's not backed by silver. There's nothing in the vaults. Even the paper currency, even the cash isn't in your bank, even though you think it is. You got the numbers on the screen that say it's there, but if you go and try and take it out, they don't have it. They have to order it up and print some. Makes you start thinking about things. What's real, what isn't real. That's why I enjoy a cigar. That's why I enjoy a little bit of bourbon, some whiskey. I enjoy coming out in the sun. I enjoy watching the earth wake up, because those things are real. I can feel those. I can touch those. They're tangible. Federal Reserve note, you can hold it in your hand, but unfortunately it's becoming worth less and less. It's becoming worth less. You see it with your purchasing power when you go to buy food, you go to buy gas, you go to buy all those things that you need. The price keeps going up. And it goes up because they create more of these Federal Reserve notes. They put them into circulation. And it takes more and more of them. So if you have an abundance of anything, it's not going to be worth as much. So if you had water shooting from the ground everywhere you went, you get kind of tedious. You know, there's so much water, you don't know what to do with it. But when you're in a desert or when you need water, it's very important. But when you can just create it and create it and create it, and it seems to be an unlimited supply, you don't put much value on it. Excuse me, you know, I'm taking my time and relaxing here. But such is the case with the Federal Reserve note. As more gets created, it takes more of them to buy things, and that's why the cost of everything is going up. It's going up in dollar terms. Still the same gallon of gas, still the same quart of water, still the same. It costs more to get it. A T-bone that you go to the store and get, you know, it used to cost a certain price, you know, now it costs a lot more. Still the same T-bone. Actually, the quality's probably gone down and you're paying more for it. See that with the packaging, they call it shrinkage. I'm not talking about a Seinfeld episode in Costanza. I'm talking about, you know, the bag of potato chips. You see that now. What is it? It's the family size. And I see the family size bag of chips. And it's like the individual size used to be 10 years ago. But the price keeps going up. You look at the retail price of these family size chips, it's like $8. Absolutely ridiculous. But that's what it is. It takes more dollars, takes more notes to chase those same goods. It's destroying families, it's destroying middle class, it's destroying people's lives because we're dealing in an unsound currency. We don't have money that represents us. We don't have anything that at the end of the week we get our paycheck. We don't get paid in sound things. Now there's a way to do that, and I had a conversation with David Schwartz. He runs something called GetHedge, GetHedge.io. You should check that out. You can actually take your paycheck or a portion of your paycheck in cryptocurrency. Bitcoin, Litecoin, and I think one or two others. I would prefer Litecoin, way undervalued. It's a better Bitcoin. Just look into it. Got some privacy features coming too that should be activated and ready to go by May. But you can take your energy and put it directly into a sound form of money. And that's what cryptocurrency is. Not all of them, some of them. You can put it into Bitcoin, you can put it into Litecoin, you can put it into those things that there's a fixed supply. There's a fixed supply of Bitcoin, there's only going to be 21 million. It's locked in the code. There's a fixed supply of Litecoin, there's only going to be 84 million. Locked in the code. Only so much Litecoin to go around. If you've got 84 million of them, you got around 8 billion people in the world. You're only getting 0.001 Litecoin, a hundredth of a Litecoin. And when you can buy one whole Litecoin right now for a little over $100, I know, $110, $115, it's a pretty good investment. And you can actually do that and convert part of your paycheck and pay yourself first. Take 10% of it. You know, and this is what GetHedge does. And there's other platforms out there, but I trust the people behind GetHedge. So I'd look into that if you want to take your payment, take your check in sound cryptocurrency. And the nice thing is, you can put it in your own wallet, in your own possession. You can hold it. Now, what's that mean? Wait a minute, I got all my coins on Coinbase. I got them on Gemini. I got them on Kraken. I got them on these different exchanges. You know, am I in my own bank? Am I holding my own crypto in my own possession? Well, you're not if it's on those exchanges. What you need to do is get what's called a non-custodial wallet. That's a wallet that you can download, and you can put it on your phone, put it on your tablet. You can put it on, an electronic device to where you hold the keys, the private keys. The only person who can access those coins. You have possession of that. It comes in a seed phrase. You write them down, the words in order. Lose that device, you can restore that anywhere in the world. It's an important concept to understand. You need to learn how to do that. You need to learn how to get things in your own possession, because there are governments right now. I think Russia just came out and they're floating the idea, the banks in Russia are floating the idea that if a bank's not holding it, then it should be illegal. You shouldn't be able to hold your own cryptocurrency or money. See, they want to have control of everything. And that's the direction it's going. It's tyranny. But they want to control the people because that's what governments do. Now, you got to figure out a way not to let that happen. And this is what happens when you talk too much. The cigar goes out. So we're going to set that down here. So you got to look at what governments are trying to do to you, and you have to try and figure out a way around what they're trying to do to you. You've got the ability now, so don't buy into the old system. I see so many people who are into cryptocurrency and they can't wait for government to get involved. Oh, then big money can come in. Then Wall Street can come in. Then they can come in and, it's regulated and it's okay then. The problem is the whole idea of Bitcoin. If you go back to the Bitcoin white paper that was penned by Satoshi Nakamoto, don't know who he was, doesn't matter. Put the words to paper in, I think it was October 31st, Halloween 2008, of what this new digital money should be. And this is in the midst of a banking crisis where all the banks are failing. They had to be bailed out with fake money to keep them solvent. See, they're vampires and they just need more blood transfusions. That's all it is. And the dollar, or I should say the Federal Reserve note, is their blood. Well, we were given an opportunity at that point to get out of the system, to get out of their vampire system, walk out of their casino, stop playing with their poker chips that they create, because there's another form of money. It was called Bitcoin at the time. The first Bitcoin block was mined in January of 2009, January 3rd, I believe. At that point, something changed. A couple years later, Litecoin came out, a network that's been running for over 10 years, it'll be 11 years this October. Every transaction's always gone through. I mean, you see banks, locked up. Well, the airlines, same thing. Oh, our computers are down. They're not working. Oh, delays. They have to cancel the flights. Sorry, you can't get your money today. You can't go to the bank. The ATM's not working, whatever it is. Not the case with something like Litecoin, because it's always worked. Never failed to work. It's an important thing, especially when you're going into a digital age. We're in a digital age. Everything we do is digital. It's important to have digital money that you can trust, something that represents your fair value, who you are, your energy, because that's all it is. That's all money is. It's a representation, a store of your energy. So you want to store it in something that's going to have value. Litecoin's one of those things. It's important to take that into your possession and to hold that, because if everything comes crumbling down, it's very important to have money in your own possession. Then you can do whatever you want with it. There's no central bank telling you not to do anything. Well, they can try. They can't stop you. No government can stop you from doing it. You are your own sovereign person with sovereign money. You can go anywhere in the world. Take that money with you. Transfer that in any other form of money anywhere in the world. Very liquid. That's the important thing about Litecoin. Very liquid. Worldwide currency. Worldwide money. So learn how to take that into your possession. Litecoin Lisa and I are going to have some classes, I believe, here at the end of April, to where you can sign up, get online, ask any questions you want. We will teach you how to download these wallets so that you can secure your money, have it in your own possession, have that peace of mind that okay, I'm storing my wealth in something that I control. I'm putting my energy into something that I can hold. So go check out her website, litecoinlisa.net. And you'll be able to see a place to sign up there for the class. You'll be able to ask any questions you want. It'll be a small group of people. It'll be like, I think of it as I went to college at a small college, and I had the full professor. Not that I'm a professor. I am a teacher, though. I'm still certified to teach in Illinois. But you can have, one of my best experiences in the college that I went to is that the full professor was in every class. There wasn't a teaching assistant. There was nothing. I could ask any questions I want, going right to the source, the person with the most knowledge. And I was able to ask those questions and get answers. And that was important to me. And you're going to have that opportunity in these classes to ask whatever questions you want. I'll be in there, Litecoin Lisa will be in there. We'll teach you how to do these things. And I want you to feel comfortable doing it, because it's very important taking possession of your money. You are the bank at that point. So you gotta make sure we do it right. Go check those out on her website. Like I said, litecoinlisa.net. Sign up for the class, and that'll be a good thing. So there are tools out there. There are resources out there. There are people out there willing to help. And you just have to make that decision on your own. A lot of people, you talk about cryptocurrency, like I said, I go to a lot of these meetups and talk to a lot of people about cryptocurrency, and it's a learning process. It's okay, I heard about Bitcoin, I'm just not smart enough to get involved. And I hear that a lot from my friends. It's too technical for me. Well, it's not that technical if you have somebody helping you through it. There's a lot of research you have to do, a lot of hours you have to put in, a lot of knowledge that you have to acquire to be able to do it right and take possession of your money. And you're going to make mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. Learn from those mistakes. And it's better to learn vicariously through somebody else's mistakes rather than make your own and cost yourself a lot of money, a lot of your energy. You don't want to waste your energy. So it's important to seek out people who can help. I'm there to help. Lisa's there to help. A lot of other people we know who go to these meetups are there to help. So if you can't get to a meetup, you can go to clintwestwood.net and litecoinlisa.net. You'll see where we're going to be, where we're going to be traveling, and I hope to meet you. But you can always sign up for the class. That's a remote thing, and you can sign on. I think we're going to use Zoom or some other platform to where we'll be face-to-face virtually and be able to, talk about these things. It's just, I can't stress enough. I learned, it took me years to understand what cryptocurrency really is and how it does free people. And it gives us an opportunity to kind of exit that system, exit that casino, walk away from a system that's completely draining us of our energy. And you see it everywhere. You see it with everything. You see it at the stores, you see it at the fuel pump, you see it in your paychecks. And it's important to kind of get ahead of that, because a lot of people are going to get railroaded. They're not going to realize what hit them, and they're not going to know who to blame. They're not going to know a way out, and by then it may be too late. So it's important to understand the tools that are out there on the economic battlefield right now and start picking them up, start putting them in the toolbox, start armoring up and preparing for what's coming, because I don't think anything good is coming. Maybe the Easter Bunny's going to show up and startle us. That happens, I guess. Sad situation that we find ourselves in. Yeah, it's comical, but it's not comical, because it's dealing with us. It's dealing with our lives. It's dealing with our children's lives. And it's no joke. It really isn't. And so it's time, I think, to really, really start thinking about what we're going to do, how to forge a better path, carve out a new way so that we can protect ourselves. Cryptocurrency is one way to do that. I think gold and silver especially, is another way to do that. Having assets that you're going to use, whether it be food, whether it be fuel, whatever it is that you need on a daily basis. Walk around your house and think, okay, if I lose power for 3 days, what do I need? If I can't go to the bank, and if I don't have any money, I can't access any money, what can I use as money? And some people say, well, if you have an EMP, what's your cryptocurrency going to do for you? In this country, probably not a lot if the whole country gets knocked out. But the rest of the world is still working. Money's still out there on the blockchain. It's still being held. You still have access to it because you've got a wallet under your control. And when the power comes back on, or if you leave the country, you can restore those funds. Not an issue. You can actually transfer those funds, via satellite. There's a lot of different technologies. But it's good to have something in your hand and in your possession. It may be a car that you paid off. It may be some extra food, extra water. Whatever it is, take stock of that and get a little bit more. Kind of an important thing. Got to survive. Don't expect that the store is going to have what you need. Don't expect that, you don't want to be in a situation where you're waiting in line for gas, and while you're waiting there, you're running out of gas. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe have a little bit more. Maybe have a 5-gallon tank just sitting aside. If you need it, you should probably get it, because it's probably not going to get any better anytime soon. They're going to continue to create money. They're going to continue to try and paper it over. They're going to continue to get blood transfusions to that vampire that's dying and needs more of it, needs more blood all the time. And they'll create as much as they can, because they can. So get something that they can't just create. Get something that you can hold. Identify what those things are. Cryptocurrency, sound cryptocurrencies. We're living in a digital age. You should have sound money for the digital age. Litecoin is sound money for the digital age. Check that out. Look into it. It takes time to get your head around it. If you've got questions, ask. Put a comment below. I'll try and help. Hop into a happy hour every Friday at 4 p.m. Central Time when Litecoin Lisa and I do that show. Jump into that class. Go to litecoinlisa.net. Sign up for that class and invest some time, some effort into learning if you don't understand it. That's what we're here for. Always be learning. Always ask questions. Always try to figure it out because you can. And it takes some time. And time is precious right now. So I just encourage you to, if you have that inkling, if you have that feeling, if you have that gut feeling inside that's telling you, I need to look into this, don't put it off. Look into it. Don't put it off. Do it. Hey, maybe I should get a few more cans of this, when I'm at the store. My gut's kind of telling me I should. Then do it. You got to trust yourself. You're being lied to. You're being lied to all the time. We just saw that the mandate for masking on airlines was stricken down by one judge, a federal judge. Most of us knew all along that it was bogus and they're just doing it to control us. And now we see studies to where never before have we seen, plastic little pieces in the bottom of people's lungs. Where do you think that comes from? I don't know. Look at what's in the mask material that a lot of people wore. And they're breathing that all day long. It's not good. It's not healthy to do that. It's healthy to be outside breathing fresh air. It's not healthy to be wearing a mask around. We kind of knew that, didn't we? Well, we were right all along. And now it takes a court to say, yeah, what they're there for, to protect our rights, to make sure our constitutional rights are not being violated. Well, for 2 years they were being violated. And what recourse do we have now? What are we going to do? Sue the national government? Sue Joe Biden? Sue the CDC? What are we supposed to do? See, it just goes on, and they're going to continue to abuse us. And if we don't say no, they're going to continue to do that. And then sometimes it takes a judge to come along and say nope, and then we believe it. If we just would have believed it in the first place and just said no, it would have been different. So you got to trust yourself, believe in yourself. Don't listen to these clowns, because that's all they are. Realize who you are, what kind of power you have. Protect that power, protect that energy. Don't let anybody take it away from you. They're vampires. Don't give them power. Let them wither away. Put them out into the light. The light of truth will extinguish them. All right, always trust yourself. Hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching. Love you all.